Welcome to the I Get Better podcast with your hosts, Charlene Renee and Phaedra Smith, where we discuss topics related to life, love, mental, physical, and spiritual health, and how we can all get better together.
Welcome back to the I Get Better podcast. I'm your host, Charlene Renee.
And I'm Phaedra Smith.
And today we're going to be talking about how I get better when I get healthy. So today we have a very special guest joining us today. My fam, Mr. Izeah Bowman, an expert, I would say, on health and nutrition. So I want him to tell you a little bit about himself before we get started. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
I am Izeah Bowman, Dr. Sebi's grandson. We actually saving lives every day, saving the community, and it is CMOS Saturday. Shout out to my CMOS gang. And right now the goal is to change the culture and change the narrative and keep Nipsey Hussle's marathon alive, by motivating and inspiring our people to be great.
And that's what we're all about, right? We're all about getting better. We're all about motivating, inspiring. So it's really a special occasion because, as you know, we typically don't come to you via video. So we had the time and the opportunity to do this. And at this time, with all that's going on right now with this national or worldwide health crisis, this is the perfect time for us to talk about getting healthy, how to get better at starting your journey to better health. So what better time and what better place for us to do this? So as you know, we always start off our episodes with defining the thing that we're going to be talking about. So the Webster's Dictionary version of the word healthy is simply to be in good health. To be in good health, it means that none of your body is diseased. So it's lack of disease. So that's the dictionary's version of health. I want us to kind of both have the opportunity to give our personal definitions of health. And then we'll have Izeah also give what his definition of health is before we get into the ways to get better at getting healthy. So Phaedra, what's your definition of healthy?
This is putting me on the spot.
You know we do this. Come on, we don't need no notes.
My definition of healthy, I always think about the whole body. So like your mind, your spirit, and just your physical body. So not only like eating the right things, doing the right things physically, like your heart healthy, but also just I always go to your mental health because of course we're therapists,
right?
But also just your mental health because your mental health affects your physical health. So, and a lot of people don't realize that they have ailments they go to the doctor for. Doctor can't figure out what's going on, and a lot of times it's your mind. So, making sure you also take care of that mental health is super important.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So, my personal definition of health would definitely actually be similar to yours. I feel like sometimes a person can look healthy physically, and they're really sick internally. So, there's a lot of things, and Izeah will probably get more in depth about that, about what actual health and nutrition looks like apart from your physical look. So you may have someone who's in shape, looks really fit, and they can actually be really, really ill. And you may have someone who you think is maybe overweight and they can actually be in better health. So definitely making sure that you get your mental health, your emotional health in check before you start the journey into getting into your physical health, because we're going to start talking about the barriers to getting healthy. And a lot of it does start with your mind, your mentality. And if you don't have your mind right, it's going to be really difficult for you to make those changes in your healthy habits in order to get healthy. So we're going to get into all of that. Izeah, why don't you give us what your definition of what good health is?
Good health in our generation is overall taking care of the body like you take care your car, like you value your material or your weave or the nails, or the Jordans or the Gucci bag. We have to put that same energy into our health like we value material. So for me with health, I only live in this one temple, so I have to respect this one temple and treat it accordingly instead of abusing ourselves. Now, our generation have to learn how to love themselves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So that's
self-love. We talk about that a lot. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to get into what are some of the barriers to getting healthy. because a lot of times everyone says they want to be healthy or they need to get healthy or they need to start doing better, but there's something that's a blockage that keeps us from actually doing the work that we need to do to get there. So some of the barriers that I see is really just a lack of knowledge, not knowing what to do. So if you don't know where to start, it's difficult to get started. And so without going out there and getting the information and the knowledge to be able to put the actions in place, that keeps you from getting to your goal of whatever that may be, whether it's to lose weight or it's just to eat better, or if it is to go to therapy and get your mind right and get your mental health better. You have no idea on how to start. So basically getting that information and the knowledge is key. So that's one barrier.
One that I've done some research on, especially in Escambia County, is poverty. And so looking at the mental health side of it all, there's a lot of people that just don't have the money. And especially with where things are going now, most mental health therapists aren't always taking insurance. Mm-hmm. So it's cash pay also.
Yeah.
So if you're in a situation where, number one, you don't have a vehicle. Mm-hmm. So I also work at the Gulf Coast Kids House, and a lot of families that we help are below the poverty line. And so they don't always have a vehicle to have access to come to therapy to get their needs met. So what we try to do there is we try to give them pay for taxis and stuff like that, but you don't get that everywhere. That's a very specific therapeutic standpoint. We do physical and sexual abuse only there. Mm-hmm. So for all the other people that's struggling with anxiety and depression and marital issues, and these are things that are affecting our culture.
Right.
But they can't get the same access to the healthcare, mental health care or physical health care that they need.
Yeah, definitely. The economy is a big, big barrier to gaining access to healthcare, good healthcare. And that's the big, big key word is good healthcare. So poverty, lack of knowledge. I think also a lack of motivation. A lot of the times it's really hard to stay motivated when the culture really isn't set up for you to be healthy. The culture is really designed in a way to make it easier for you to be sick than to be healthy. And so whether it's just the type of food that's available to you, the advertisement of different things that really aren't good for you, and not just nutritionally, but just in general, it's just targeted towards keeping you sick. And I was just talking to somebody about this, how when you're seeing commercials, oftentimes all you really see now are advertisements for pharmaceutical companies. I mean, majority
advertisement
is going to be pharmaceutical companies, food or drink, lawsuits for health issues. Like, have you been affected by this drug? Right? So, and insurance companies, they have taken over the ad space. I mean, whether it's auto insurance or whatever, there's big business in you not being healthy. Personal injury attorneys. Right. I mean, like every other commercial. So it's just really set up. Society is set up to really keep you sick and not really provide you with the motivation to get healthy, because you just are entrained to seek after this illness.
So there's a lack of preventative information.
Right. And it's not promoted. It's not really cool to be healthy. It's not really the end thing to do. Now, there is some trends as far as I see more veganism and people really going plant-based. That's a big thing now. Even Burger King's got in on it, and, a couple fast food restaurants are getting in on it. Right, the Beyond Beef. But even that, I'm not sure how healthy it is. And you could probably tell us more about that for sure. But it's just really culturally, it's not set up for us to have access to this information. It's not made popular, like you said, especially with our generation.
Yeah, because of the fact that America was never designed on us to be great or healthy. Mm-hmm. America was designed to be on a westernized aspect. So we follow the European diet.
Right.
We take European pharmaceuticals. We go to the doctor, most likely he's Caucasian, and we believe it. So there's never been a time where we had our own food, because when they took us from Africa, they didn't bring our food with us. So what we did was start following, Hispanics, we follow Italians, we eat everything. And then you ask a black person, what is our food? We don't know.
Soul food.
We think it's chitlins. We think it's bacon, eggs, pig.
Greens.
We have been designed to eat on a scavenger level. Mm-hmm. And then we wonder why disease is so high, or diabetes or high blood pressure. You're drinking soda every day, you're going to get diabetes from it, or leukemia, or some form of illness. You eating fast food every day. Our society, our generation, it's just go, go, go. We think about instant gratification on everything. Yep. We want everything fast. Mm-hmm. Slow down. Mm-hmm. If this food is under a heat lamp, by the time you go to this window and 30 seconds later it's ready for you, how healthy is that for you? Where's the logic in that? And then, we've been programmed because it's generational. So our great-grandparents gave it to our grandparents gave it to our mom, then who gave it to us? So they didn't know better. We had a black president, and I commend him and his wife, Michelle Obama and Barack, because if it wasn't for Michelle Obama, you wouldn't see GMO labels in a grocery store. Those juices now wouldn't say high fructose corn syrup or no soy or this and that. Before she was president, people was just dying, our relatives just dying, and we like, well, damn, how he died? Right. Then you can look at the autopsy report, he had this, and this, and you was like, well, he looked healthy. Yeah. Like you guys was just saying. Yeah. It's on the outer appearance, they could look healthy, but your insides is sick. Mm-hmm. We got to do better. That's why it's important to drink water. It's important to eat fruits. And then people say, why eat fruit every day? Eating an orange and eating an apple, that's not fruit. You're not going to be healthy like that. You gotta go.
We're going to get deep into this. We're going to get more into what we actually should be eating, because like you said, we may think we're eating healthy. We may think that the labels say, this is healthy, and we believe it because we're not really. What you said, one major thing you said is we want instant gratification. And one of the things that our culture really promotes now is the 4 things of more, fast, easy, and fun.
That's it.
So that's what we chase. More of everything, what's fast, what's easy, and what's fun. Right. And so when you're talking about wanting to even do healthy, we want to do healthy in a fast and easy way. So we want convenience. So we're going to look at this label says organic, or this label says low sugar, or this label says non-GMO. So we automatically assume it's healthy, and we don't do any research because we're like, hey, this is making it easier for me to eat healthy. Right. Or this packaged food is already prepared for me, so I might as well get that instead of going home to actually cook it for myself, because number one, I don't have time. Or I think I don't, because I want something quick. Right. And so when we start getting to the portion of the show where we talk about what are some practical ways to get better, I really want you to break that down for us. Like, how can we actually practically look at getting the information that we need, and also what should we be eating? What should we be doing beyond our diet to get healthy? Because it's really important for our community, our culture, to have this information. And we definitely want to be able to bring it to you. So you said another thing and it slipped my mind that I wanted to touch on, but it's going to come back to me later on. So any other barriers that you can think of before we jump into the actual practical ways? What are some things that you see? What are some excuses maybe that you hear from people when they say they can't?
Well, it's too hard. It's too expensive.
So that goes into the economics.
Yeah, that goes into economics.
The hard goes into what? It's too much work.
It's too much. Then the favorite one I always hear. I can't give up meat. We gonna die.
Oh.
What? You're not for one, you're not a lion.
Okay.
2, you're not a bear. Mm-hmm. And you don't live in the jungle, so you're not gonna die from eating a carcass one day. Mm-hmm. Right. But then I tell people all the time, when you eat beef, you don't know when they killed that cow. And you don't know when that slaughterhouse slaughtered it and when it went to that store. And then you don't know how many times they slapped the label on it, took it off and slapped another label and then sent it to your community.
Oh, don't see that.
Because it wasn't selling in this community. And that's what they do. If you shop at a grocery store, say you shop I live in LA, so say you shop in Beverly Hills at a Rouse. That Rouse may have that beef and chicken there for about 2 weeks.
If it's not selling, hey, how are you guys doing in this grocery store? You guys need meat? Sure. Well, this meat about to expire in a week anyway. Let's repackage it and send it to the lower class community.
Oh,
And
no.
who's the consumer? You are. So that beef and that pork,
We think we got a deal.
you think you're getting a deal and
Ooh,
you're
it went
killing
down to
yourself.
$2.99 a pound.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And this is what I remember. You said it's generational.
Yeah.
And we talked about that on other episodes about generational curses, right?
Facts.
And patterns and
Facts.
family behavior.
Yeah.
And that's a really big thing. Like you
It's
said,
major.
you know to eat what your parents fed you. Your parents know to feed you what their parents fed them.
Right.
And typically your palate is really set a lot through your childhood experiences.
Facts.
Like I find myself eating the same meals that I ate when I was a kid because I'm used to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I know this is what I like because I liked it then. So
Right.
I like it now and I'm going to continue to do it now. I'm going to go buy the same food, these same brands that I recognize.
Right.
And I'm going to buy them and I'm going to feed them to my kids.
Right.
And then when they grow up, they're going to probably do
Feed
the same
us.
thing.
Yeah.
And so it's like breaking those generational patterns is difficult to do, but it's necessary. And that even, we talk about this so much with our mental health, like breaking those generational patterns that you see behaviorally before you can actually get beyond the behavior and get to the emotional side of things. You
Right.
have to be able to do that.
You have
So,
to.
That's a really good point that you made with the grandparents are feeding you what their parents fed them, and
Right.
it just continues on.
A
So
lot of people don't realize, but you're changing it's in your DNA.
Mm-hmm.
So like when people we talk about emotional eaters and stuff like that, and you know what you should eat, but you crave the other things. And so a lot of people say, I don't know why I just can't do it. But a lot of it is a mind thing. Also, your brain is sending signals, and things have been wired that way from generations.
Well, and one aspect you absolutely correct, because see what happens is that when your mind is acidic, how can you produce alkaline thoughts? So when you eat it on an acidic level, you're not using your full capacity of your brain anyway,
I like that.
because of the fact that everything you consuming is fogging your brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's not giving you your mental clarity that you need. So when people say, well, I just can't do it, it's because of a reaction, like you said,
Right.
in the body
Right.
from the foods. It destroys our biological makeup all the time.
Mm.
So when you say you eat a burger, all of a sudden you get tired and sleepy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ready to sit down. Oh, I got the itis.
mm-hmm.
But if you eat a salad, you ain't talking about no itis.
Right.
Right.
You still be hungry.
You still hungry though.
But why you can't eat another salad?
Why you
though?
can't eat another salad?
Right.
I know.
Or why you can't make a salad to where it's filling for you,
That's true. That's
to where you full? We don't think about that.
Yeah.
And most people say, well, eating healthy is expensive.
Hmm.
A salad in a store is only $5. You spend more on fast food in 2 days than what you're going to buy eating healthy in a week's time.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about how you can give us some little tips and tricks that people can use to begin to eat healthy, even when they're on a budget.
For
Because
sure.
people, like you said, they'll stop themselves before they get started because they'll assume
Right.
it's too expensive.
That's
Because
right.
I hear it, you hear it from other people, and then you start to believe it.
Right.
Because I've heard it so many times. Even the message that they're putting out culturally is, it's so expensive. Why is
Right.
organic so much more than just the regular? And it is more expensive, but there are other things that you can eat that aren't as expensive that you don't know is
Right.
affordable because you've just been taught it's more expensive to eat healthy.
Facts.
And then slowly but surely, if you notice, the unhealthy stuff has been creeping up in price over the years, called inflation, where it's become more expensive to eat out and eat out at a fast food restaurant. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so that's turning a lot of people away from fast food, but they're not turning to the alternative, which is healthy food. They're just finding some other way to eat unhealthy outside of eating fast food.
Fact. Fact.
I know, because I'm guilty of it too. So I'm not even going to act like I got it all together, but I'm going to be trying. The whole thing about this is we're trying to get better, including all of us. So we want to get the information not only for ourselves, but for our audience, so we can share that so everybody can work on getting just a little bit better at getting healthy. So let's get into some ways to do that. We're gonna kind of let you take the run at this, starting with, and we're looking for just like maybe four goals for people to start with. 4 things that they can do to start getting better at healthy eating and nutrition. So
4
however
goals.
However you want to break it down.
Okay.
Where should they start? Let's start with
where should they start?
First thing you should do.
Now, to everybody's listening, first we should start with, water, the basics.
Okay.
People, it's so many misconceptions on water that it's ridiculous. It's like, this water's bad, this water bad. Well, I want to drink this alkaline water, this, and this. All you need is spring water. If you're not going through stage 4 radiation treatment or chemo, you don't need alkaline water. All you need is spring water, because that alkaline water can be very harmful and detrimental. The best spring water for you guys here in Florida, you guys have it.
Zephyr Hills?
Any spring water here is good.
Okay. Zephyr Hills is spring water.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, spring water. If it's spring water, it's best water for you. Right now, doing this corona, virus stuff, it has our country in a panic.
Yeah.
And I tell people every day, if you eating right, you don't have to panic about a coronavirus, because with a strong immune system, you're going to fight off anything. See, the less beef you eat, the less pork you eat, the less eggs you consume, the less coffee you consume, the less sugar you consume, the healthier you are anyway. Because like I tell my clients, most people drink soda. The average American drinks soda. Everybody drinks soda.
Right.
You're going to drink some form of soda. But what they didn't tell us when we was kids, see, we thought Mountain Dew was the only thing bad when we was growing up. No, all soda is bad because of the acid and what it does to our biological makeup and our melanin. It destroys the lining of our colon. It could give us diabetes. It give our kids leukemia, give them diabetes traits. It's no good. Those are the things you want to stay away from. Now, the things you want to add, the water is good. Now, people say, what salad should I eat? Spring mix salad. If you can have a salad twice a week, then you're doing your body some good. The average person don't eat a salad once a month, twice a year, damn near. Like, when the last time you had a salad? See what I'm saying? So, yeah,
I
see?
had one last week, though.
See? A week ago.
Yeah.
And then when the last time you had some fruit?
I have some fruit every day.
Well,
I have a banana.
See? What else?
Watermelon.
What
grapes.
you had?
I have
See?
grapes.
Okay, you had some grapes?
Peaches.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say this. Did your grapes have seeds?
Nah.
See? It's no nutritional value in a GMO grape. You eating grapes, but if it's not putting the proper nutritional value, then you just eating just to be eating. That's a waste.
Wow. So what
Wasting
fruit?
money.
So what type of fruit should we be eating? So we know the type of water is spring water.
Spring water. Now the fruits. Right now, it's still considered wintertime. It's not spring yet. Spring is here, but it's not here yet.
Tell the sun
now,
tell this humidity is not. Tell the Florida humidity is not. It's winter because it's tripping.
Right now, to keep your immune system strong, to fight off any viruses, any illnesses, to keep your kids healthy, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, spring mix salad, kale, cilantro, the things we don't eat. People tell me they eat fruit every day, and they, like you just said, grapes, banana, apple, and orange, all the things that don't have a seed. Did that watermelon have a seed?
They have seed
Wait,
in watermelon.
No. Did your watermelon have a seed?
I didn't have any watermelon. I said I had grapes.
It came in the Publix thing.
Oh no, that one don't. The Publix one don't. But it's so sweet.
See, no. If it
Okay.
everything
So it needs
you
to be
ate.
seeded. It needs to be
Listen,
seeded
we gonna
fruit.
spend the money. I'd rather spend the money on the right things. Like,
Yeah,
But all the things you just named is really not expensive.
it's
Like
not.
blueberries are not expensive. Strawberries are
Now,
not expensive. Especially
blackberries.
in Florida, you can get
Okay,
them
now here,
year-round.
no, in LA, they kind of expensive. Why? Because people don't consume it. So if it's not being consumed, if you're not buying them blueberries like you buying Doritos chips, then they not gonna bring the hot Cheetos and all that stuff. They're not gonna bring the price value down. But when we start consuming it, then they'll lower prices on berries. But they're not gonna lower the price on berries because of the fact that it produces too much antioxidants. If I eat blueberries, it's going to enhance my skin. If I eat blueberries, it's going to build my immune system. So why would they want to help us be great?
Right. Word. That's a word.
Tell me what about the sea moss?
Now, sea moss, shout out to everybody who listens to take sea moss. Sea moss provides you with 92 of 102 minerals. So with that, that's going to put the A complex, the B complex, the zinc, the calcium, enrich the blood, tone the body naturally. If somebody had asthma, arthritis, or diabetes, it's going to get rid of it. You have diabetes, it's going to balance your sugar level. But only if you're getting sea moss from myself, Sebi's daughters, you getting the official stuff. Now, it's a lot of people, Amazon, selling it. Right.
So like, that's not the
I wouldn't trust it. If Amazon ain't going to the ocean of Rutan and getting sea moss. So it's like, where are they getting it from? It's so many, you know, how can I use it? So many different people, just charlatans out here. Like, don't really appreciate what my grandfather had to offer to us, to where I studied under Dr. Sebi. Wow, I studied under him too. And that's not how this worked. Like, we spent many a days, like, in the kitchen reading books in different places. So this healing and this journey is very serious to me and my family. And shout out to Left Eye for being one of the advocates for sea moss. Like, she was the first person in hip hop or ever to put sea moss on the map. And so when she came aboard and took sea moss, her transformation was incredible. She fasted for 40 days, 40 nights on just sea moss, fruit, and salad. Talk about discipline and willpower. And she had mental clarity from it. And like you said something that really sparked me. You said, with this journey, it starts with your mental. You gotta be mentally sane for this. Like, it starts with faith and willpower. Period. You on any illness, I can't say I cured anybody from just closing my eyes. No, that I'll tell everybody, if you have herpes to HIV or diabetes or whatever you have, if you don't believe that these herbs gonna heal you, and if you don't change your diet and believe that the herbs are healing the nation, then my work here is in vain.
Right.
So it starts with faith, and you have to have your mind together.
Yeah. And the way you can get your mind together is what?
Therapy.
Yes, we always have to plug it in.
Greenhouse therapy.
Yeah, greenhouse counseling. So it starts with the mind, and it doesn't happen overnight. So of course we don't want anybody to really defeat yourself before you get started by saying, well, you make it sound so easy, I just have to change my mind. You can't just change your mind in a day, but you can make a decision in a day to do the work. And you can make a decision in an instant to go get the help that you need mentally. And then you prepare yourself to do the behavioral stuff, the going to the store to buy the blueberries, to buy the strawberries, to not buy the thing that you know is not good for you in the store. And so for you to do that, you can always reach out to us. If you don't live in our area, we can always try to put you in touch with somebody in your area who can help you get started on that track. But this has been really good. I know we're going to have to probably do a part 2, because this was just like a little small intro into how to get better at getting healthy. But we wanted to get this topic raised and bring the awareness to you on why it's important for your community, why it's important for our health, why is it important for us to keep this body, our temple, like you said, in the best shape that we can, because we got a lot of work to do. And we can't do the work we need to do if our physical body isn't here, and if it isn't in the right state to be able to do all the work that we have to do. So I know after this is over, I'm going to get directly from the source a plan and let them know where they can find you. Let them know, how to connect.
You can find me at Dietary Resolutions. You can go to dietaryresolutions.com. Shout out to Greenhouse Counseling. Hey.
I Get Better podcast. Where you can find us. We're everywhere, right? We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio. You can go to our website, greenhousecounselingfl for Florida.com. You can reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook, you know, we're here. We're going to keep being here. We're going to keep bringing you content like this. We're going to try to keep bringing you more video. I know we mostly have audio, but this was a special occasion. We're in the same place.
I know. We never
And
are.
shout
We're
out-
rarely in the same place.
Shout out to my cousin for just
What's
doing
up,
great
guys?
stuff.
You
This
know,
my
thank
cousin,
you for
y'all.
blessing us.
Yeah,
It's my family.
it's
It's our
family.
blood,
It's
right,
blood
here. You know,
it's family right here. Family
and
ties.
you know, the reason we were able to come together today wasn't so much for a positive occasion. You know, we had to celebrate the life of one of our family members, one of our loved ones. So that's how we ended up together at this place and time. But it's this perfect opportunity for us to get together, because we want to make sure that we are all able to live as long of a life as we're able to live.
We gotta
and the only way to do that is the what? Get healthy.
Get healthy.
Get better.
Yeah.
Every day.
I got to meet a celebrity.
Yeah. So
not a celebrity,
all right,
save lives.
So we're gonna wrap it up for today. But you know, as always, Phaedra, you know, we gotta close it out how we close it out, right?
Yeah, you gotta keep what was it? I don't know.
Lord,
We don't lie.
her mental state is cloudy because she haven't been eating her
Hey, we gonna
vegetables.
get her some sea
She
moss.
ain't been, you know, sea moss, none of that.
We
So
gonna get her
she
right.
got her
I ain't had a
lines.
salad in a long
She
time.
ain't had her salad, none of that. Okay, well, of course, we want you to like, share, comment, subscribe to the I Get Better podcast.
Everybody go subscribe right
Come
now
on,
to the I
like,
Get Better
share,
podcast.
and it's I Get Better, all one word. I Get Better. So don't put any spaces in there.
Again.
So anyway, until next time, keep rocking with us. Stay tuned. If you have any comments, any feedback, make sure you hit us up in our inbox so that we can respond and answer any questions you may have. So you got to keep getting better
To do better.
in order to be better. All right?
Hey, peace and love.
Bye.